family, welcome back to ActionBoom's Healthy Life Kitchen. I hope you're having a good day, because today I feel like cooking. I want to cook something really delicious, something that's different. I'm gonna cook collard greens today. One of the reasons I want to cook these collard greens is because I was in a training class one day at work. I heard a woman ask another lady, how do you cook collard greens? And she went on to tell her, yeah, you put it in a skillet with butter and some grease and some fat back. And I was like, I was sitting there revulsing like, ugh, this is ridiculous. So I said, I'm gonna make some collard greens and I'm gonna show my people how to make collard greens the right way. They're gonna be full of flavor, all vegetable dish. Look at my stuff here. I've got a head of celery here that's already been cleaned and washed and ready to go. I've got some yellow peppers, some red peppers, a half of an onion. I got some green onions here, some smoked turkey, and we could talk about the smoked turkey for those vegetarians out there. And then we got here a couple of bushels of some collard greens. I also got some chicken stock and water. So let me just start off by saying one of the big secrets and one of the big things that makes my greens taste so good is because I don't use a whole lot of water and I don't use a whole lot of foolishness like grease and fat back in my greens. 4 quarts or 4 cups of water, and I've got about 64 ounces of some chicken stock. Now this chicken stock, I had boiled down some chicken the other day because I made some soup with it, and I had enough left over that I saved it because I was going to use it for my greens. So I got 64 ounces of chicken stock here. Now I'm going to take this and go ahead and put this on the stove so it can start to boil right away. What you'll also see is another pot of boiling hot water. Get that on the stove too. You want another stock pot of boiling hot water because I'm going to show you how to parboil your greens before you actually cook them, so you don't cook all of the vitamins and the nutrients out of them and make them dry and brown, and you've seen those greens at Thanksgiving. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut this food up. Give me a minute while I cut this up and then we'll get started and I'll show you how to put these ingredients together. Now we got all our vegetables in here. We got our celery, our green peppers, our green onions, our onions, and our red and yellow peppers. That's gonna be delicious. Now, before I put the vegetables in, because I don't want those to cook down too fast and get all sloppy on us, what I'm gonna do is put the sausage in first. So I'm gonna cut my sausage up, and this is the part where I was telling vegetarians, if you don't want sausage or meat in your food, don't worry about it, just leave this part out. But those of us that love smoked sausage, this smoked turkey is gonna be wonderful. And so what I'm gonna do here is just split it down the middle. And as I split it down the middle, I'm gonna cut it down into some chunks. Because we want the meat flavor and we want the meat of the, we do want some meat in our greens, but we don't want it to overpower and overtake the greens. And so if you notice, I'm cutting it in small slivers, just like I did the celery. And that'll be just enough so that you can get a nice little bite in your mouth when you're taking a fork full of the greens. One thing about this sausage here, and one reason I love it and I use this, especially since I don't have any smoked turkey wings or turkey legs to put in here, is this sausage is skinless sausage. So I don't have to worry about skinning it first and all of that kind of stuff, which you can get this at the grocery store like I did. And just gonna take a nice little chunk of that. So that's enough. And that'll be just enough to put in our pot. Like I said, we don't want to overpower the greens with meat, but we do want to get some of this smoky meat flavor inside of our broth. So I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna dump this in here and get this to boiling. And we'll let that boil for about another 10 minutes or so. And while that's boiling, I'm gonna switch cutting boards and I'm gonna cut up some of these greens. So I got these fresh greens and I cut them up off of the stalks and I washed them out of the bundles. And I let them dry, but the part I don't like about them is this very thick root that runs through them. And I'm pretty picky about that, but I hate to get that in my bowl of greens. And so I painfully take these out, and I will separate them. And I don't want to cut away my leaves, but I will cut off that heavy stalk. So this is a good thing to do. It'll take you about 10 minutes while you waiting on your meat to boil down, and this will get your greens nice and delicious for you, so you ain't biting into that big heavy stalk. I hate that. But then again, some people feel like this is the meat of the green. So if that's okay with you, keep it on. For me personally, as for me in my house, we shall get rid of the stalks. You know, this might look like it's a lot of work, but I mean, that's the joy of cooking, right? Making sure everything is perfect. And this might be the difference between my greens tasting better than yours, and my greens is better than yours. All right, I think we got them all. Okay, so our greens are all set. We got our vegetables all set. I told y'all this was gonna be quick and easy. This is gonna be a quick and easy meal, something that you can do in no time flat. Now, next I'm gonna go ahead and throw our vegetables in the pot. My meat has been boiling while I cut those greens up. So it's been boiling a good 10 minutes now. And I'm gonna just start adding my vegetables in. Get them all in, don't miss none. That might be your portion. Now, what I season my greens with, it's a little red pepper flakes and some Cajun seasonings. All right, so we're just gonna throw our seasonings in. I'm gonna just stir this up, get this moved around. Don't that just look good? Look how colorful that is. That's looking good. So what we're gonna do is let that boil, bring that back to a boil. So I'm gonna cover the lid. And when that comes back to a rolling boil, then we'll deal with it. And in the meantime, I got a pot here that's at a rolling boil. So I got that going. And what we're gonna do is take our greens, we're gonna parboil them here and then rotate them into our actual green pot. So when our vegetables come to a rolling boil, then we're gonna go ahead and parboil our greens and put them in our vegetable pot. And it's gonna be delicious. I'm telling you, you have not seen greens so colorful and so delicious before. You're used to those brown greens that look like a bowl of sludge. This ain't your grandmama's greens. These right here is gonna make your grandmama change the recipe. All right, I think we're ready. It is smelling exciting in the kitchen, I'm telling you. Look at here. We got our rolling boil going on our vegetables and our meat. That's gonna be good right there. Here's our parboiled pot. Very simple. Take a couple of handfuls of your greens, stick them in the pot. Stuff them down in there under the water. And we're gonna let those sit in here for about a minute. You gotta move quick on this part, because we're gonna sit these in here, just kind of move them around, let them stir around for a second. Give this about a minute. Then we're gonna take them out and do some more. Okay, they've been in here about a minute. We just take them right out of the pot and put them into our green pot, into our broth. And then we parboil the rest. See, the thing I think I love about these greens, doing it this way, is that it's more to the greens than just greens. I'm actually getting different kind of vegetables. And you know, from a healthy perspective, this is like the best solution for me, because I get to have all of the different celeries and the peppers and the onions. And I'm telling you, this smells wonderful. Now, I'm gonna give you a little bit of secret that I didn't say when I did it because the camera wasn't on. But what I also do before I put my greens in is I added about 3 or 4 packages of equal sweetener. Now I know a lot of people say, ugh, sugar in food, but calm down, calm down. I put the sugar in here or the sweetener in here because it really helps to mellow it out and give it a real smooth texture and a smooth flavor. It's not enough to make it sweet. You won't even notice it. But I didn't want to have my greens delicious and you wonder what's missing at home when you make it. The difference is that little couple packages of couple packages of sweetener really can make a difference. And it can help to cut down on some of the spices. You know, if you use too much red pepper flakes or whatever, this will really help to mellow them out. So you can see this is pretty simple. We're just about done here. The last thing I'm gonna do to this before I turn the fire off is I'm gonna add in about a good half a cup of white vinegar. And I do this last because I don't want it to boil down into the water. I want to make sure that that is the last ingredient I add so that it actually, you know, stays with the greens. All right, let's turn the fire off because the water is hot enough for them to cook on their own. And we are going to just leave these like this and let them sit and simmer in this broth for about another 5 or 10 minutes. And then I'm gonna plate up some and I'm gonna taste it and it's gonna be good times. Ooh, baby. Okay, so our greens are done. I'm telling you, they smell delicious. They look delicious. You gotta get a look at this. Show them what I can see. And see how green the leaves are? See how vibrant they are? They still got their nutrients in them. They aren't washed out and overcooked. Look at how bright and crispy this celery is. See how it had to be chopped? That's gonna crunch in your mouth when you bite it. And then our sausage is just cooked enough so it's not overcooked. Look how tender that is. It just cracked with a spoon. So I'm telling you, this is delicious. I gotta taste it. I already know it's gonna taste good. But I'm gonna do it for you. You gotta make this, man. I ain't mean to insult your grandma. I'm just trying to tell you that I have found a way to make greens, and she probably do hers similar to this too. But I remember the people cooking greens for 4 and 5 hours and just letting them boil over the stove overnight and putting them in pressure cookers. Don't do that. Parboil them like I showed you today. Try this at home. Your husband, your kids, your wife, your family, they're gonna love it. Do it for me. Do it for you. ActionBoom's Healthy Life Kitchen. Hey, by the way, you're welcome.